So I've just seen Sepultura's post, their sort of press release saying that they've announced their retirement. They say that after 40 years that they're going to have a planned death, like a planned death of the band. I don't know why they had to say it that way. Why didn't they just say, this is going to be our last tour. After this tour, we're hanging up our hats. Yeah, look, I'd be interested to hear what you guys think in the comments. I'm a little bit of kind of split minds and that sort of thing. My opinion is really muddied when it comes to the modern incarnation of Sepultura. When I was younger, I was really into Sepultura. Really appreciated some of the earlier records, Chaos AD, Arise. Even up to Roots, up to and including Roots. Roots was a unique record at the time. No one had ever heard anything quite like that. It wasn't, for me, it wasn't like pinnacle Sepultura, but it was still a cool and unique and interesting record. It lacked a bit of pace, but it had some cool ideas on it, and the sort of production style at the time and that sort of thing. Yeah, it sounded pretty fresh when it came out. But obviously, Max Cavalera then left the band, and Derek Green came on board. And the first couple of records he was on weren't the best. There was more of the same sort of tribal metal. The production and stuff like that was really good. But I found that, it took a little while, I think, for them to gel with the chemistry of having him in the band. And that kind of, I think that was maybe a bit mutual, because I think the lyrics they weren't great. That was probably the most obvious thing. Don't get me wrong, I think the guy's got a great voice, and he's a great performer. I saw them live not long after that. They played a few shows in South Africa when I was still living there, and it was one of the coolest shows I've been to. And he sounded awesome. Like he has got a massive sounding voice. And it was great to see Igor Cavalera play live in person, because he's one of my favorite all-time drummers, particularly in metal, but overall he's still, of any drummer, he's one of my favorites. He plays just, with such power, such intensity. And I just like the setup that he uses, the size of the drums, the kind of tuning that he uses is really cool. He's just really fluid as well. Anyway, that was an awesome show. I really enjoyed it, and Derek Green sounded great. But I think it just took a little while for them to maybe hit their stride. And then also, I think, they really got hung up on the tribal metal kind of thing for a while. And it took them a while to break out of that and maybe embrace the roots of the band a bit more, you might say. The kind of more thrash roots of Sepultura, and they sort of came back around to that later on in some decent records. But for me personally, it was never really the same once Max left, and then later again once Igor left. And that's nothing against the musicians in the band. I just want to make that clear. I think they're all great players. Andreas Kesar on guitar, he's a great guitar player. He's done well to write pretty faithful, in a pretty faithful direction, I guess, considering what's gone down and what's happened. Paulo Jr., great bass player. Love and respect that guy as well. But there's just something about the chemistry that just, wasn't quite the same. And then you had Cavalera Conspiracy, where Igor and Max got together, after their time apart. And that for me really hit really well. And it wasn't Sepultura, it was something different. But there was just, there's a certain chemistry that you get with the two brothers that I just don't think you get with Sepultura, modern Sepultura. And like I said, I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's crap. I'm just saying it's my personal preference was the original kind of chemistry of the band. And something was lost the day that went away. There was a real feeling of like fighting, like being the resistance, there was an attitude to it, I think, that comes from obviously those guys growing up in Brazil and their experiences together as brothers. there's something that comes forward when Max was writing lyrics and performing his vocals for the band, and then obviously writing, the music itself. And some of that gets lost when Derek Green joins the band. And like I said, this is going to come down to people's personal preference and that sort of stuff. But anyway, the reason I bring this up is because I just wanted to know how you guys feel about Sepultura splitting. Are you going to miss them? For me, it's a strange one because I haven't really followed them in recent years. I've bought a couple of their more recent records, and they have sounded good, but I can't say that I've been a dedicated listener in the last few years. But I am sad to see the name go away, but I'm in two minds about that as well, because, with all the kind of, I guess, infighting, you would say, between former members and current members. In spirit, Sepultura, the name, it feels like it should belong with the brothers. It feels like it should. But that's not how the cookie crumbles. It's not how the music business works, and there's legal reasons and all kinds of ramifications for that as to why that wasn't the case. But yeah, it's strange. I think if I heard that Max and Igor were retiring in the next year, or they were playing their finale tour or something like that, I'd feel more emotionally invested in that than I do with kind of modern Sepultura. And that's with all due respect to those guys. But there's just something in me, because I was listening to them early on in their career, where it just feels like those two guys were the heart and soul of the original genesis of the band, and the other two guys were performers in the band, and then for kind of legal reasons and financial reasons and that kind of thing, that all got turned on its head, and they maintained the rights and the property and kind of went along with it. And I'm not saying that they're not emotionally invested in it, but there's a difference in perception as an audience member compared to, I guess, being someone who's in the band. So yeah, it's a strange one for me. I will salute them and respect them as they finish up, I guess. But there's a part of me that goes, that doesn't feel like... There's a part of me that feels like Sepultura died a long time ago. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm not going to feel beat up about them retiring this time. Let me know what you think in the comments, though. That's why I made the video. Interested to hear your views. Also, thanks to anyone who subscribed while I've been away. I had my third child, and it's been pretty intense for the last 3 months or something like that I've been away. So anyone who's joined, thanks very much for stopping by and checking out the channel. And hopefully I'll get talking to you guys in the comments very soon. Right, until next time, take care. Bye bye.